Hey guys, well, today I am out on my hikoi, my walk. I'm walking my favorite place on, I'm walking in my favorite place in the whole entire world, which is Whangapoa Beach. My favorite space. It is my tūranga waiwai. It is a very, very special place to me. And so as I walk along and I'm listening to my guided meditations, I'm doing all the things that help to light me up to get me back centered after some really crazy, crazy busy times. And, a lot, like it's been a lot for me, a lot to digest, lots of process with family, with different certain relationships, just a lot. I'm now coming away from that space because for me, I feel like I've given it enough time and attention, and I'm wanting to step into more of my own sovereignty, back into flow with my life, my goals, my ambitions. And I think a lot of the time we forget to do that. I think a lot of the time we get so caught up in the external world that we forget that actually it's really important to come back to center and to really see what it is that is important to us. And regather that focus and realign it back into your own goals and your own reasons for being here in this time space reality. So I did this amazing recording yesterday morning because I was really adamant that I wanted to continue to post on here and get some momentum happening. That was a commitment that I made to myself. And honestly, by the time I had finished it, it was 25 minutes or around that. And I just couldn't even be bothered doing all the editing and all the other things. So motivation has been really, really low for me. And I thought, why is that? I'm so hyped about this before. Is it because I've had all these distractions? Is it because I've been looking at other areas of my life and not focusing on the things that my goals and all the rest of it? And yes, that is it. But if we remember that everything is working in unison with one another, so when we go back to spaces that need our attention and we feel like they're distractions, everything's interconnected. So maybe those distractions are taking place because there are things that you need to close out in order to move into the next version of you, right? So I think a lot of the time as well that we need to think about with close relationships is my response to things. Am I responding to this because it's my response? Or am I responding to this because it's through someone else's energetic frequency? And so you're not going to have that awareness unless you go back to those old patterns to see how you are responding. So then we can have a look at that and say, okay, so where am I actually being authentically true to myself in this space, and where am I not, and what spaces, right? So that's kind of what I've been doing over this last little bit. It's like, okay, is this me, or is this person, or is it that person, or am I truly listening to my internal dialogue here, or am I allowing someone else's energetic frequency or way of thinking or beliefs to dictate and navigate my narrative on situations? And if that's the case, that's fine. But where is it that I need to pull back my power, my energy, my control, my point of focus, so that I can truly step out into the world in true alignment with myself, my soul, my truth, my connection to source energy? And so that's something that I've been kind of doing over the last little while. I've still been doing healings. I've still been doing reading. So that's been great. Really excited about that because I just want to do more of that. I want to get more, get out there more, try and get more exposure happening. Try to, just spread this beautiful wisdom and help others align with their own true selves. It's like a lot of this dis-ease that we have stored in us actually isn't ours. It's old programming that has put us in a space to get us to where we are, so we can't completely disregard it. But also, it's no longer needed, which is why it's causing the dis-ease. So it's that distortion with flow, right? And so all it is about all of the time, about getting you back into alignment with your natural flow, so that you don't have this dis-ease being stored in the body. And you can call that as disease. I mean, it can get to that stage, or it can just be just ease, like, a little bit uncomfortable. I feel like I've got this pain in my lower back. I feel like I've got this pain over here. And once we lift that distortion, or we allow you to get back into the flow. When I say we, I say me and you, whoever it is that I'm doing the healing on. We reconnect you with that flow. That's when all the you get back into ease, grace, and flow. So that's kind of what I've been doing, and I can feel like everybody needs a bit of that. And even like for me right now, as I've just said, I've just been going back through different areas of my alignment to see where am I aligning, where am I coming from? Am I coming from ease, grace, and flow? Is this me? Or is this an energetic frequency that's latched onto me because they need that external validation to feel justified in what they're doing? Does this serve me? Right? So there's a lot of inquiry going on for myself. And a lot of the time it is just about giving yourself that time, space to be able to do that, to have that knowing, because we all have all of this knowing, but we get so busy. It's a busy world out there, and even if you're not in a busy space, you've got goals, you've got children, you've got lives that depend on you. There's busyness in different ways, and one isn't more important than the other. They're all just as important roles. So what I think I want to circle back to, however, is that inner work, that center, coming back to center, so that when you are working in those spaces, whatever spaces it is, being a mother, being a boss, being a friend, whatever, that you're turning up as the best version of you, and you're not having to sacrifice your own needs in those spaces because you're too far one side and you're not staying centered. You're not allowing that natural energetic exchange where I give to you, you give back to me, and it's natural flow. I have my dog here who keeps annoying me because she keeps yipping. So talking about natural flow, as we know, it can be easier to flow on your own, to stay in that alignment, but also we didn't come here to just be individuals and disconnect. We came here to learn how to work together and flow together, to collaborate together. And so that's why it's really important for me to raise the vibration and get others out there in this knowing of we are co-creators with Source, and we have a choice in this, right? I know it's really hard out there, especially in the city, especially, with what this government is doing, or the governments all over the world globally. This is a massive energetic uplift, right? All over globally, right? And so I understand it, but the biggest wins are when you're up against a wall. It's when you're at your lowest. It's when you can overcome that. That's when the win feels so much better, right? So this is what's happening right now. It's really hard, but as we continue to say, I choose better for myself. I choose to think differently about this. I choose a higher frequency. I choose to have my sovereignty back, my control back. I choose to think the way I want to think. Not only are you pushing up against energy, it's like I just always come back to, you're lifting heavier weights, bro. You're lifting heavier weights, and you just got to keep on keeping on, and you will come out stronger. And what that also means is that it's a lot harder to get you back there, or when you get back there, to keep you there in that lower frequency of, victimhood, all the things, poverty, all the things that we have control over. We have control over with every thought we think, and I know, we talk about abundance codes. I know that it's hard when you've got nothing, you've got no money, you're living with speak, you're in that loop of, it comes to Sunday and you need to be paid on Monday because you haven't got anything in the kitty to top you up to get you through, or whatever. I know what that's like. What we need to be thinking about when we're talking about shifting the abundance codes is, okay, what is for certain in me that there is abundance of? and tell you the easiest one that comes to mind is oxygen. We don't even think about it. We've got oxygen there, right? Next one. When I look around right now, look at the sea. There is an abundance of water. There is an abundance of sand. There is an abundance of trees. And so when we start to look around at the abundance that is just, it starts to allow in abundance codes, okay? So money is just made up. It's an energetic frequency that's made up. The same way that oxygen is, the same way that the trees are, the same way the things that we just take as natural gifts from the divine, the same as money, right? So it's just how we associate it, the programming that's been installed in us. Why was it installed in us this way? Because the people that created the system only wanted it for the few. And we're going to look at this again, without the polarity, where is the value, right? So without the darkness, how do we appreciate the light? Okay, so how do we appreciate nighttime? I don't know why they show me this. How do we appreciate nighttime if we don't have the daytime? How do we appreciate sleep if we haven't worked a hard day to enjoy that sleep? Okay, so that's why we have like the poor and the rich, because when you're poor, fuck, I want to be rich. When you're rich, actually, it's not just about money. It's about relationships, about connection, and all those kinds of things. So where are our value systems sitting? What is it, where are our value systems sitting? Are we sitting where we value the conversations we're having, we value the time that we're spending? Because again, guys, that is the most important thing. That is the highest of value, is time. Time spent, people sharing their knowledge with you, people giving them their time here on earth to co-create with you in that moment by sitting with you. When we understand that everything is sacred, that's when we start to step into gratitude and we start to bring in more abundance. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there because this has been a long one. And there's more to come. It's so important for me to get this knowledge out there. So important for me to, get you guys listening to my podcast. So I have done a little tweak. It's Becoming Whole with Catherine Parr is the name of the Spotify and YouTube channel. Also, jump on my website, catherineparslight.com. I have a half price sale for November. So all of my services are half price. A little bit of a Christmas treat, a free Christmas treat. And yeah, if anybody's in the Coromandel, in around like the top of the Coromandel, would love to do any healing, reading, anything you need. I am here, and I would love to assist you and support you in that space. Right, lots of love and light. Like, share, and follow, please.